This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Burke, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
And tonight we are going to continue our Chuck Dixon run. We're going to cover Nightwing 17 and 18 from February and March 1998.
23 years old.
I know. Oh man, so I've been reading Nightwing regularly since when there's been a Nightwing books for 20
This comic is old enough to graduate college.
That's right. It's very knowledgeable. All right, so I'm trying to look up here. I'm trying to remember, when did we say Future State number 2's coming out?
Probably not next week, but the next week.
That's what I'm pretty sure, but I'm
like
just
the 16th or 17th, something like that.
Yeah, I'm double checking it, but I'm pretty sure that's what we said.
Just in time for Bruce Wayne's birthday, which is unofficially February 19th. According to comic lore. I'm actually giving a presentation about Batman at a Zoom presentation at a public library here. Oh. And I said, yeah, let's have it in February because that's Batman's birthday.
Oh, nice.
They're like, okay.
But yeah, February 16th. So not next week, the week after.
We'll see what the future holds. And then there's also they're doing the future state, and then Infinite something or other.
Infinite Frontier. There's like a one shot, and then I don't know. That's basically what they're going to call it going forward. I don't know if it's kind of like they're going to have. I don't know if some of the future state stuff's going to bleed into the present day. I'm not sure. Like maybe Tim Fox or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. I saw he's supposed to get like a mini series, but it popped up on my Comic Hub, but it said it was digital first. So I thought, oh well, hopefully that means it'll come on DC Universe Infinite. Oh yeah.
Wait, Infinite Frontier is supposed to be digital first?
No, there's something about Tim Fox. Tim's getting like a little prequel mini series.
Yeah.
It said it was digital first, but maybe that means it'll be on Comixology first. I don't know.
Very weird. I don't know why.
But yeah, okay. So apparently, that means we're done. We're not calling it Rebirth anymore. Now we have to call it something else.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it'll be Infinite Frontier, I think, something like that.
All right. But I mean, technically we weren't calling it Rebirth the whole time. I mean, by the time.
Right? Yeah, no.
Right at the beginning. Got it. Well, it doesn't seem like they're making too many changes.
No, not a lot.
Mostly just cutting down some books and making well, I guess the big change will be what's up with Damian and Tim. Are they both Robin? And that we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because Damian's getting a Robin book, but he's wearing like a gray suit. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, and Tim's Robin in Robin Eternal Future State, but I don't know.
And he's been Robin like the last couple, at least last month or two.
Yeah, but they didn't really make a deal out of it.
I know. Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, we're calling him Robin now. So like what? Everybody got too lazy to call him Red Robin? Like, oh, that extra syllable is too much.
Better than Drake.
Well, there is.
What is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually reading for the presentation, rereading Batman and Robin Eternal. Do we have any of that on our list for this year?
Here, let me open it up. I don't think, but
and it was pretty, and it was good. I was reading, I was like, oh yeah, this was good. The only thing that made me sad was Dick and Tim are not that close. And it reminded me, that was one of the big bummers with New 52, and they didn't really correct it with Rebirth. Is the Bad Brothers were not so. I mean, because Dick and Tim used to be the Bad Brothers, and it was a little more like Jason and Tim. I mean, Jason and Tim went off on this one, a side quest, so to speak, and they were kind of brotherly, although it wasn't necessarily like we've been bros a long time. It was just kind of, we're bros on this quest. But I was reminded that was something that was sad that happened, and we kind of didn't really get it back.
Yeah, no Batman and Robin Eternal. Oh, we get some Red Robin issues towards the end of the year.
Right. Well, maybe next year.
We could do the whole thing if you want.
They're still bros even in Red Robin, even though Dick kind of messes up. They're bros. They're definitely brothers. But then, we kind of lose it. And I feel like they haven't because Tim hasn't really popped up in Dick's books. I mean, sometimes Damian pops up, but
yeah, they've I mean, in the modern times, they have Damian with that close relationship now with Dick. It seems like instead of Tim, for the most.
Yeah, and I felt like they kind of hinted that they were going to make Tim and Jason close, but I feel like they didn't really totally elaborate on that.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit sad because they really had a good family thing going. And they do and they sometimes still do. I mean, I think they have a good family thing going. They've kept it pretty decent with Dick and Damian and with Dick and Bruce. And maybe, I don't know, but I'm not even sure that Tim has that good of a family thing with Bruce because they sent him off onto his own book where he wasn't really, I don't know. Yeah. It's gotten better, but there's still some things missing from the old 52 that I miss.
Justice for Tim Drake.
Yeah, like calling him Drake, but who did that?
Yes.
Whose idea was that?
Bendis.
Shoot.
No, I mean, we got some.
Made me think of something else that I wanted to mention, and
I mean, we got some good stuff coming this year. We got a bunch of Titan stuff, and like his Dick's appearances in other books like Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Power Girl.
Oh yeah, we got good stuff.
Wally's Flash book. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming. Booster Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, some Red Robin. Yeah, so nice little grab bag for your kids. For the kids. All right.
I feel like there was some sort of announcement about something that's coming up, but.
Oh, well, I sent you that thing last night. It was just Tom Taylor shared like a piece of art and
oh yeah.
Yeah, he tweeted out yeah, it's like a variant cover for Nightwing 79, the April issue. He said just amazing Jamal Campbell's variant cover. Yeah. Bruno Redondo and I are having such a good time on this book. Can't wait for you all to read it. So that's why I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it seems like they're having like a really good time with it. So
yes. Oh, that's right. When I was looking through Batman Black and White #5 has a Nightwing story in it. I'm not sure when that one's coming out, but I was looking through the list, like, because my comic book shop has me order the stuff through a website, and so I can kind of scroll through what's coming. And I noticed that one said there was a Nightwing story in it.
Might not be till the spring because #2 came out last week. So
yeah, I don't. Yeah, it
might not be till April or May. So.
All right, then, never mind.
But we'll cover it.
I'm just saying, you should put it on your pull list, viewers.
Oh yeah, I've been reading Batman Black and White. It's good. I mean, it's a bunch of short stories, so it's
right. But Nightwing hasn't been in 1 or 2.
No. Yeah, I mean, if you like stories without continuity,
that's what I was going to comment on. Since DC Universe Infinite. Have you checked the DC shop? It's terrible. What is up with that?
No, I haven't.
No, I can't figure out. There's no Nightwing stuff on the shop. A bunch of stuff that they used to sell on the DC shop, they don't sell anymore. Like, remember for a hot minute, they had that blanket that was, had the Flying Graysons on it. It's not there. I mean, thankfully, if you bought DC Universe Infinite and you got they emailed out the other day the coupon codes. It's good for a year, so you have until February 1st, 2022. But no, you go to the DC shop and there's not very many things there.
What?
Yeah, I was totally annoyed. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't imagine that anyone from DC listens to our podcast, but if they do, up your game in the shop. I got money to burn and there's nothing I want to buy.
That's why they're giving out free money. They're just getting rid of the stuff they can't get rid of.
I guess.
I don't know. There's big problems over there.
Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking, all right, well, they better start rolling out more merchandise here soon because it's a little thin on the ground.
Exactly.
Like just t-shirts and stuff.
Come on, Dick Grayson, get some more stuff out.
Exactly. All right, enough of my distractions, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Nightwing 17 and 18 from February and March 1998. Of course, Chuck Dixon and Scott McDaniel.
Yes, and Nightwing's costume is very artfully shredded on the cover.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Man-Bat's got a lot of blood coming out.
But issue 17 opens up with the Stalking Skies. Yeah, Dudley Soames describing last thing he remembers is getting attacked by Blockbuster.
Yeah, and this is when he realizes that his head is going to be permanently backwards, and so this is the start of his decline into villainy. I mean, I shouldn't say the start of his decline to villainy. He was already skirting on the edge, but this was going to tip him all the way over.
But that was more like a Gotham villain. Yeah, because he's like, oh, when do we get get my head turned back around? The doctor's like, you can't. I thought you understood. It's medically impossible.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's all mad, and then we get to Dick swinging over Bloodhaven.
I know. We had all last issue of him with his spiffy new car, and he's already like, can't take the car.
That's some nice art though, him swinging over the city.
No, it does. It's just funny. We had that whole art issue about the car, and now he's like, parking's not existent, so I couldn't take the car.
Well, he's down by the docks. There's not a lot of street,
I'm just saying.
I know.
But he does still have the bats accompanying him, so.
Always, yes. And then he hears some gunfire.
Knocks the hired hunters over and realizes, well, at first he thinks
he sees a big bat.
Batman.
Sees a big bat shadow, yep.
Yeah, and he's like, Bruce, come on, at least pick up the phone and call me before you come. But it's not Bruce.
It's not Batman. It's Man Bat. Nice full page spread.
That's ironic because Batman is more man than bat, but he's Batman. And Man Bat is more bat than man, but he's Man Bat. It's reversed.
But yeah, Dick's thinking, I heard he's back in Gotham. Didn't expect to see him down here. And then Dick gets in the face of the hunters and says, tell me why you're trying to kill Man Bat. No, we're finding tranquilizers. Who wants them alive? A woman paying good money. And the hunter's like, I can't tell you. And he's like, save it. I know who hired you. It was Francine Langstrom, the Man Bat's wife.
So he goes in to say, hey,
I'm a friend of your husband and the Batman. And she's like, you knew Kirk? And he's like, I remember he was a great man. Funny it's been so long since he was a man.
It's a tough life being part bat, part man.
So Dick's like, let me help you. And he convinces her to call off the hunters.
So now we get back to the car.
Yep, there's the car. He's thinking,
and it's not a foreshadowing because this is so many away, but he uses a taxi body.
Yep.
Shades of Rick Grayson.
I know. He thinks I'll start tomorrow night with a more suitable cover for the car. I know he's putting the taxi down on the thing. He's like, "You talking to me? You talking to me?
You talking to me?" Then we have to have a Tad encounter.
Yeah, Clancy and Tad.
Mm-hmm.
Clancy's like, "What are you doing in this building?" He's like, just go up see Mr. Law. Do you know he used to be the tarantula? He's a fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's on our. I don't think it's on our list, but just for you, one day we'll have to cover those issues where Tad gets shot.
No, we don't have to. Reading them once was enough.
Then Clancy. Do you ever hear the tarantula dick? I don't keep up with the new dances.
That could be a cool dance though.
Maybe. But then she's like, "Oh, dude, would you want to see a movie?" And he said, "I'm sorry, I'm booked doing a favor for a friend." And of course, she's sitting on the steps. "Oh, lucky friend." No, God knows you're the only normal tenant.
Clancy, if you knew how wrong that was.
And then, we see someone else come in looking for a room. A big shadow.
Woo! Is it Man-Bat? No.
No.
I know. Right. Then we have a nice flip.
Up the fire escape.
Which is pretty cool.
And then I guess he figures out Man-Bat's was sleeping all day under that big bridge.
Well, a big bat is going to need a big bridge to hang upside down.
Yeah. Lulled to sleep by all that traffic.
Oh, yeah. Then I think this is my favorite page because it's funny. He's like, "Oh, what's Man-Bat doing? What's the attraction?"
He's headed for all the lights because, yes.
Because he's just flying by with his mouth open.
Moths, yeah.
All the moths. And Dick says, "Oh, gross."
He's like, "I hope Kirk doesn't remember any of this when he's restored to human." I'm like, I don't know. I think I'd rather eat a moth than rather than like a rat or something,
This is true.
So yeah, he goes flying down the strip where Dick even says all the strip clubs, clip joints, and blackjack houses. So
grabs him. They're having a fight.
Tackles him from behind. Yeah, he's trying to wrestle him down, but he's stronger, wilder than I remember.
Got some snazzy flips, but he finally manages to get him tied up.
Yeah, I don't think he understands me. Yeah, he catches him by the feet. Oh, it gets him by the feet in midair, and then he just pulls Dick off the roofs.
Mm-hmm.
Just bounce.
Now they're on a little chase.
He's bouncing him off of cars. Yeah. Till Dick gets up on a roof and wraps that line around a couple pipes.
Almost got him, but then blam, 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 and one for Nightwing.
Yep, couple tranquilizers, and he's like, "I thought I told Francine Langstrom to tell you guys, but nope." He's like, "Sorry, we hear a voice. Sorry, I'm not the Colonel. I don't know the name of the lady you mentioned." Because last panel we see it's Deathstroke. Deathstroke. In his 90s suit.
Let's say Deathstroke in a new outfit. It's
he wore that for a while in the 90s, like the mid.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's all blue. He didn't
I'm trying to remember. This is either right before or right after. Yeah, Deathstroke showed up in Gotham and Detective Comics for 3 issues, and Batman.
Well, the thing that's always so interesting. I mean, Deathstroke. I'm flattered you remembered me. Why on earth would he not remember Deathstroke? The thing that is, find I don't know what the right adjective, but of course Deathstroke was invented as a Teen Titans villain.
Oh yeah.
And then because the Teen Titans in the 80s were so popular and Deathstroke became so popular, then suddenly Deathstroke became everybody's villain.
Oh yeah. You invent a badass villain, they either become an anti-hero or they become like everyone's villain.
Mm-hmm. I know, and now he gets used in Batman stuff a lot, it's a little bit annoying because it's like, oh, if a villain's good, they have to be upgraded to a Batman villain, and it's like, hey, the Teen Titans had him first, all right?
Oh yeah, that's like even over at Marvel, it's like the Kingpin. The Kingpin was originally a Spider-Man villain, but now it seems like he just shows up in Daredevil. He's like Daredevil's #1 villain.
Interesting though, because I feel like Spider-Man is higher ranking in the Marvel hierarchy than Daredevil, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know if like they wanted like Kingpin's like runs like basically the mob in New York, and he really doesn't have any powers. So I don't know if it seemed more natural to pair him with a guy who really didn't have any, besides his senses. Daredevil doesn't have any powers.
I suppose that's true.
And
yeah, that's kind of like one bummer I would say about some of the DC stuff is that, yeah, if a good villain is invented in one of the Batgirl or Robin or Nightwing or Red Hood titles and they become popular, then it's like, oh, we have to make them a Batman villain too.
Yeah. Or like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn became so popular, they made her like an anti-hero, and then they had to invent Punchline to, I don't know.
Right. Which, I mean, I guess, it's good for the hero. It's just a little bit sad that it's like, oh, Deathstroke is such a good villain. He has to go to a more A-list hero. It's like, come on, the Teen Titans are good.
I know.
But I digress.
Yeah, but in the 90s, too, that original Titans team kind of broke up, too. So it's like...
Right.
Kind of like, do we waste Deathstroke on, like, a other Titans team,
Right. Yeah.
Especially, how can you defeat him if Dick's not on the team?
Right. I'm just saying, it should be no surprise Deathstroke is appearing in the Nightwing book. He should have been there frequently.
Yeah, Deathstroke. Yeah, he said before Dick passes out, all the bugs he can eat and all the fame that money can buy. Fame, you say?
And then we open up 18.
18, yeah.
18. Already lost count. And we see that some dude in a suit is the one who hired Deathstroke.
Mr. Muldoon.
Muldoon, yes. And he says, I'm certain he'll be capable of performing when the time comes. Oh, so now we see that Mr. Muldoon wanted to get a jump on the reality television.
Well, yes, I guess he has a series of videos of living myths and legends.
Yep.
Because he even asked Deathstroke, how are we coming with finding Nessie, which I'm assuming is the Loch Ness Monster.
Right, yeah. I'm surprised he's going to send Deathstroke out about a Bigfoot next.
He's like, it'll take time, Mr. Muldoon, and money, lots and lots of money. Oh, Lord. Look at the eye candy.
I guess we should be glad that Deathstroke is searching for sea monsters and not out murdering people.
That's true. He's just taking this doesn't seem like a nice guy, just taking his money. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if a rich idiot is going to pay you to look for something that doesn't exist, I can't say I wouldn't take that money myself.
Yeah, especially, Man Bat's a man. So he's basically kidnapping. So yeah, take the guy's money.
Yeah, that one's bad. I'm saying the looking for the Loch Ness Monster. I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll look for you.
I'm saying this is a nice guy, so I don't care that Deathstroke's taking his money.
Right? Yeah, no, exactly. So then Dick reports back to Francine that he was kidnapped.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it was a kidnapping. The man who took him said something about making your husband famous. She's like, what, like a freak show? And Dick's like, this guy does not work cheap. It's probably something more ambitious. If they expended this kind of energy to capture him, I'm sure they're taking care of him. And she's like, good care. What, locked in a cage and fed live mice? I want him back so he can be human again. Tell me you'll help, Nightwing, with everything in my power.
Of course. He was just trying to make her not feel so sad that he got kidnapped. Because it's like, at least they were not murdering him.
Yeah.
Trying to see the silver lining there.
He's like, it's been an hour since he woke up on the rooftop. He was out for 3 hours. Man, that was a strong tranquilizer. 3 hours before that. They could be anywhere in the world by now. And
well, but he says, well, being a hero was that easy, then everyone would do it.
He's like, even if I do find him, I have to go up against the toughest mercenary in the world. So he goes home. Let's see if Barbara's online. Yeah.
No, first he has to meet his new neighbor.
Oh yeah, because it's just the building's like shaking. He's like, sounds like someone's training elephants upstairs. And Dick's like, what's going on? And Clancy's like, I just rented out the new apartment. Here's your new neighbor, Mr. Amygdala.
Amygdala. He's like, he's dangerous. And then he belongs in an asylum. And Clancy says, you belong in an asylum, boyo.
He must have escaped. And Amygdala's like, no, I was released from Arkham. I'm not as dangerous as long as I take my medicine. And I guess he has a implant that automatically gives him his medication. So he's like, oh, sorry if I scared you. That's okay.
It's like, my bad. Then he has to cover it up. I read about him in the paper. His rent's as good as yours, Clancy says. Sure it is, but maybe you should see if he'd like the basement apartment.
I know.
So what is Amygdala? It was a Batman villain? I don't know as I've read his story.
Yeah, I think he showed up I think the first arc of Shadow of the Bat was his first appearance. But yeah, I mean, basically, he's called Amygdala because like there's a problem with the amygdala of his brain, which controls emotion. So like if he's not on that medication, I mean, he's like just like fits of rage and.
Oh, okay.
And he's huge, so yeah, he can do a lot of damage.
Sure. But he's not really a villainous villain. He's just like.
No, he has a medical condition.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I remember him. I mean, he appears later, and like he becomes friends with him and stuff. But I didn't really know his story from before. All right, now we see that Barbara's online.
Yeah, she's working. Well, she's talking to Dick while she's working out.
Yeah, because she's a badass.
Mm-hmm. I know. Look at them arms.
All right.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out where Deathstroke took Man-Bat. She's like, for the amount of money he charges, Slade can probably has any means of transportation at his disposal, and he's got an 8-hour head start. Such a 90s book. Why can't you guys ever call with an easy one? A recipe for carrot cake, or whether Seinfeld's a rerun tonight?
Right, exactly. It's like, well, by now they're all reruns.
I think this was the last year of Seinfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been.
Oh. He's like, carrot cake sounds better than the soggy bowl of cornflakes he's eating. I kind of like him soggy. Ew, and I was just about to propose. Another
hint, but
yes.
But as Barbara says, cool your pipes, Grayson. Cool your pipes, Phil. You still got about 20 more issues before anything happens. Soggy cornflakes are gross, though. Actually, I don't even like milk with cereal. It needs to be dry and crunchy. Just saying.
But she's legit looking online. She's like, Man-Bat pops up on the web just behind Sasquatch and the Swamp Thing.
Well, boom. Maybe Deathstroke's going after them, too.
Screen's full. Most of the settings are bogus. Deathstroke said Langstrom would be famous. An entertainment angle will parallel search under freaks, oddities, and paranormal. Dick's like, will this take long? Take a nap. I'll buzz you when I find something.
Which is good, because he's definitely tired. Although, man, when does Barbara sleep? Maybe during the day.
Maybe.
All right. Moving on through Tad.
Tad's just reading the history of the tarantula.
Yep.
And he's living in an abandoned building.
But then they get a stroke of good luck.
Yep.
Deb says, turn on the TV.
Yep, she wakes him up.
Yep. And it happens to be an advertisement. Someone says, I've brought back one of the strangest creatures man has ever seen.
Yep, it's an infomercial on TV. Rudolph Muldoon.
Joining him live on one of his cargo ships.
Because he's not telling what he has, but he's like, I'll give you a hint. I've been on safari and brought back the strangest creature man has ever seen. Have you been to Africa? No, I've been to the urban jungle.
Mm-hmm. Definitely bingo, as Dick says.
Can our viewers have a peek? Only if you buy my new video series, The Amazing Living Vampire. So then he's done, but he's like just leaves the blonde to stand in front of the camera.
Yep.
And Deathstroke even says, you think that was smart? And Muldoon says, we passed the 3-mile limit, Wilson. In 2 days, we'll be in the Caymans on my private atoll. We shoot the video there. Are you sure you want a straight fee rather than a share of the gross? I know you're kind of bookkeeping, sir. Your accountants are Terminators, too.
Plus, Deathstroke knows a thing or two about the people they're dealing with, and he's probably thinking you might not have any gross profits after that stunt. Which leads me to, here's what I want to know. When did Dick get a boat? We didn't see him. Did he borrow this from Batman? Did he build this boat in an earlier issue?
Yeah, I don't know. I know, that's weird, because it's like they make a big deal about him, getting, building the car and getting the car. But yeah, they never explain where he gets this
then
boat
he's just like, I'm taking the boat. Like,
or was that the one he used, like, remember when during Prodigal, him and Tim used the boat in like the first part, unless he just
I mean, they did use a boat.
It was like Wayne Enterprises or something, so maybe he just like took the boat.
Yeah.
Because it'll come in handy next issue when No Man's Land starts.
This is true.
Yes.
Boats. All right. His boat is fast. He catches up.
Yep. So he gets on and he's like, I'll worry about how to get Kirk on later.
And basically he uses a dog whistle on him.
Oh, I was going to say a bat whistle.
Well, I mean, yes, but he just says a whistle pitched above human hearing, which is a dog whistle.
Yes, but this family, this family like the brand.
Yeah, this is probably a special bat whistle. Yes. Bat whistle because it's a whistle owned by the Bat family, but also a whistle for bats.
And it's called bats, yes.
Like you said, maybe that's why Dick always gets those bats to follow him. He's just blowing on his little whistle. He's like the Pied Piper of bats.
Exactly. So he says, I know that sound. It's somewhere forward. I know that smell too, like a big wet dog. He's just like, Kerr. He jumps down into the hole where they're keeping Kirk.
And look who's there. Deathstroke.
You are some bunny hugger, kid. All the way out here to save that freak. What's with you? He reminds you of your buddy in Gotham.
Then they fight.
Yep, they're fighting because Dick's even like, yep, it's gonna be hard. He's a metahuman. He can kill me without breaking a sweat.
So he's gonna fake him out. Because Slade's all gloating. Shame your Titans pals can't see you now. The boy wonder flat on his boom.
Just look at that montage of him just like beating on him.
That's right.
I promised myself I'd never fall without a fight, especially to a mercenary like Slade Wilson.
Although with Slade and his all blue, it's sometimes harder to tell them apart.
I know. So yeah, he's like, I only got a fraction of a second. So he picks up Deathstroke's gun and then he takes a shot and frees Man-Bat, breaks his chain. Deathstroke yelling, close the hold, you morons! And Kirk, as the Man-Bat flies away.
Well,
so Deathstroke's all mad, but Dick just like flips out of there. He's like, you gotta catch me first. And that's gonna happen. Because he grabs onto the line as Man-Bat just like pulls him into the air.
Yep. He's holding on to the So yeah, the edge of the rope that he was tied.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, my vampire, he's getting away. And the lady, ooh, who's that with him? I bloody well care. The man's a common thief. She says, nothing common from this angle, Rudy. Yep.
So yeah, Muldoon's just like yelling at Deathstroke. Yeah, I demand a refund. I nailed him for you. Nothing in our agreement said I had to babysit him after that. My policy is strictly cash and carry. What the hell does that mean? I keep the cash, or they carry you off the boats.
Yeah.
So yeah, once he's clear of the boat, yeah, Dick dives into the water and goes to his boat. He's like, "Oh, I didn't bring the man back home, but at least he's free again."
So a half victory.
Yeah, you could tell Francine, at least he's free.
And that's better than nothing. Way better than having to be some weirdo on a video for that sketchy guy.
Yeah, and on the ship, it looks like he was like eating it out of a dog bowl or something. So I don't know what they were feeding him, but yeah. So shouldn't be too bad, at least at least he's free.
Yeah. Yup.
So what did you think? Because I know you always go for the emotional stuff. What did you think of this one?
I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I mean, I wouldn't have picked it because it's like much action. Kind of thing. I was actually a little disappointed because when you said Deathstroke was coming in, I thought it was that one where Deathstroke goes to Dick's apartment and he was like picks Dick up by his arms and is like, "Hey, Dick," and it wasn't. And so I kept waiting for that to happen, and then I got to and I was like, "Dang it, this wasn't that one."
Yeah, that's later. I think that's the Devon run. Yeah.
Yeah, so now we need to read that Deathstroke one because that one I love because I love that panel. It's so hilarious.
Oh yeah, I trust me, we have time. I don't think they're on there this year either, but we'll get her. I mean, we're gonna have to do the rest of Devon's run because we really only did Nightwing 93 for.
Well, yes, we have years into the future.
I was gonna say, if you give me years, man, we'll keep going.
Someday we aim to have read everything Dick was in.
That's right.
Which is like 6,000 comics, so that'll last us a while.
That's right. All right. So
I mean, I thought it was a good story.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I love this era.
I just was also surprised that Deathstroke didn't have any orange because I'd forgotten that he had that blue costume.
Yeah, I forget how long it was in the 90s. I mean, this is probably towards the tail end of this costume, but yeah. Because by the time we get to the Devon run, you were talking about, he's back in the blue and orange. So.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
And I like the blue and orange better.
There was other news. I mean, did we ever talk about they in Titan season 3 that they cast their Tim Drake?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you sent me that, but I don't remember when. Yeah, so I guess I was thinking they'd already started filming Titans, but apparently not.
I mean, unless he isn't in maybe he's not in the beginning of the season. They might have started filming the stuff without him.
Yeah, that could be. So I have a variety of feelings about. I mean, I think that's cool. They're moving kind of fast.
Yeah. Well, because
I guess I'm glad that Jason didn't die to become the Red Hood, but I'm also kind of like, that's fine. But who is he really angry at? I mean, some of the Titans were kind of jerks to him, but he wasn't with them that long. And so is he going to be mad at Bruce? Is he going to be mad at Dick? Is he just going to be mad in general? So I guess I'll be interested to see how they kind of explain, because there was that moment at the end of season 2 where they were taking Donna's body and Dick saw Jason and they kind of had like a nod. So I'm kind of, what's up with that? Because I didn't think that Dick treated Jason badly in Titans. I mean, they had that Dick didn't know what some of the crappy stuff that other Titans said, but he went up on the roof and was like, "No, Jason, it's not you, it's me." kind of thing. So I guess I'm hoping that I guess if Jason just kind of wants to be, if they want Jason to be Red Hood so he can be like, I have a different philosophy of crime fighting, that's okay. Although it's kind of hard in the Titans because they're way grittier. And so if Jason's all just around murdering people, that's not really that different from how things are going in the show. Anyway, so I'll be interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
Like how angry Jason is. And my only other concern, I guess, is how fast are we going to be cycling through Robins? I mean, because they introduced Jason and then he's already going to be Red Hood.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like how long, because you kind of get the thing that Jason hadn't even been Robin that long, that, Dick had kind of moved out for a while and it took Bruce time to get another Robin, and now boom, Jason's not Robin, so now all of a sudden we have Tim. Are they going to set it up so that we're suddenly going to get Damian in season 4? Are some of and then I'm kind of wondering, are some of the Titans going to start leaving? Because the Titans, it's kind of a rotating cast. I mean, for a long time it was Dick and Donna and other Starfire, Cyborg, who's not in it, Beast Boy, Wally, who's not in it, but at some point Superboy and Robin Tim were the core Titans. So are people like Hawk and Dove, which I wouldn't mind if Hawk and Dove left, because I just don't they don't jazz me. But does that mean that Dick is going to leave the show at some point? I mean, I hope not. I hope that's not where they're going, but I'm just not sure.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, because season 3 is very Gotham centric. So I think it takes place. A lot of it's going to take place in Gotham. I mean, we're getting Tim Drake, we're getting Jason as Red Hood, Barbara is going to be in here. So yeah, it's very.
Yeah. Oh, and you sent me an article about Barbara too, and I didn't know the actress because I'm not that up on Hollywood, but they said that she uses a wheelchair in real life. Like she is a disabled actress. And I was like, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. So that's cool. So I'm excited about that. I guess I'm also, though, a little bit worried because what are they like? It feels that they're probably going to have some sort of love triangle aspect, and
Starfire, Barbara. Yeah.
All right. And you really don't need to do that because Dick was with them at very different points in the character's history, and they were never in competition with each other, and they don't need to be in competition, but I don't. So I'm also kind of, they gave us that quick hint Dick and Starfire had sex in that one episode of season 1, but then they've never really done anything with that. So I'm kind of, are they going to have a relationship, or is he going to have a relationship with Barbara, or is it going to be like, oh, Barbara's my ex and I'm getting over her and I'm going to be like, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's the big problem with like live action, either shows or movies. It's like they try to take like decades of stories a lot of times and like try to cram them into one movie or 2 movies or like a season of TV, and it's too much sometimes.
Right. Yeah. And so, because then I also kind of feel bad. I mean, obviously, I like that the focus has mostly been on Dick. I mean, I would say, based on how much screen time they get, Dick and Raven are clearly the 2 main characters, at least in the first 2 seasons. But I feel like Starfire is really kind of underdeveloped. I mean, there's so much that you can do with Starfire, and I feel like they've barely done any of it. And same thing with Beast Boy.
I think they're probably going to do something with Starfire, because didn't they say, or isn't season 3 also aren't they going to do the whole thing with their sister and stuff? So I mean,
and I guess that's why I was a little surprised that they were moving it to Gotham and adding Barbara, and presumably Bruce will be in it more, and then that's pretty recent news, Tim, because I thought you had it already set up. Your 3rd season could have just been, but like Blackfire is the main big bad, and then you have some other stuff. You don't need to also. So a part of me wonders, are they trying to do too much?
I think they're just, these days they want everything Batman just because that's like the most popular thing. So I think they're just trying to boost ratings or what, but
I guess, but I thought that was the point of putting it on a streaming service that you knew was for fans and that wasn't, didn't have to get cable TV ratings, was that you could do these things. But maybe that's a function of it going to HBO Max that they want.
But they look at streaming numbers too, and it's
Yeah. I guess, I could be wrong. It has the potential. It could be fine. I guess in general, I feel like my first reaction frequently to news about the shows is, oh God, because honestly, when it comes to live action, DC does not have a good track record.
Yeah, no.
Their animated stuff is good. Maybe I don't really watch because I don't have cable. I didn't really watch Arrow, or I've only seen a few episodes of Flash and Supergirl. They seem fine.
Yeah.
I certainly think Titans was better than, Batman Superman versus Superman. And it's a bit more coherent than Wonder Woman 84, but it's also grittier than I would like. And so that's kind of why I prefer Young Justice, because as we've said before, if I don't see them saving everybody's life in Young Justice, I assume they did anyway. If I don't see them saving somebody's life in Titans, I assume they let that person die.
But if you ever get the chance, watch Arrow. Like Lil says, so like basically green Batman. But yeah, and Flash is very good also. I cannot.
All right, well that's good. But yeah, because since mostly what I've seen are the movies, and they keep seeming to screw stuff up. That when I first hear, I think, they're putting in all these characters, and is it going to be good, or are they going to find a way to mess it up?
Arrow and Flash are better than those current movies.
Well, that's not hard.
Oh, did you hear the Snyder Cut? It's back to being a movie. It's not a miniseries. It's going to be a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm like, even a good movie, it's like 4 hours is pushing it.
Yeah, I probably honestly won't be watching that because I don't really care. And 4 hours, that's way too much of a commitment.
Well, that's what I said. Think about it. Avengers Endgame, add an hour to that.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You can only do that with streaming because you need to be able to take multiple bathroom and food breaks.
Exactly. Stretch your legs. Yeah.
Plus, as I believe our friend Joshua Burton.
Burton. Yes.
Lapone Burton. Sorry, maybe I got his name. He put up an article he saw where a bunch of Snyder fans were just spamming HBO Max with release the Snyder Cut, like even sending it to Sesame Street. And that just kind of stuff makes me annoyed. It makes me not want to support the Snyder Cut because I'm like, you people are jerks.
They are. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about Titans? Do you have my worries, or are you just like, yeah, whatever?
I'm wait and see, but yeah, I just think it's going to be very Batman centric. And I know you were like, oh, hopefully Dick doesn't leave the show. The only way I want Dick to leave the show is if he gets like his own spinoff or something.
Right. Yeah, I would hope. And I feel like that's just me, I have anxiety. So I have a tendency to be like, okay, what is the worst thing? Like, let's jump to the worst conclusion. So then if that doesn't happen, then I'll be like, oh, well, this show's not that bad because Dick's still on it. I think, I don't really know the ins and outs of Hollywood, but I think that Brenton Thwaites, I think that's how you pronounce it, who plays Dick. I think he's one of, if not the biggest name that they have in the show.
I think so, yeah.
So I wouldn't think that DC would want him to leave. I would think they would want him to stay.
Although I think, I think she's done a few things like in TV and stuff, but who plays Dove? Minka Kelly. I think she's kind of a name too. So
yeah, well, and actually, and the guy who plays Hawk, Alan. I want to say Alan Rickman, but that's not it, obviously. Yeah. But I think it is something with an R. They've done a lot. They've done a lot of stuff. So yeah, which is why I feel bad because Mika, she's very beautiful. Not that that's the most important part, but she's good. I just don't really like her character. And actually, I shouldn't say it's not so much that I mind Dove. I just don't like Hawk. too angry jock.
I just don't think they gave them a lot of good writing. That's the thing. I mean, they could pull off good stuff. They just need a good script for those.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the thing is that they've done Hawk a little too one note. But that being said, when I read the comics, from the 70s, the Silver Age, Bronze Age, whatever, Teen Titans, I mean, Hawk very much annoyed me in those comics too, because they kind of made him a one-note guy. He was like,
well, yeah, because he was supposed to be the angry one, and then Dove, whether, back then it was his brother, but then, after Crisis became a woman. But it's like, he's the angry one, and then whoever Dove is supposed to be like more like the pacifist and stuff.
Right.
So,
like, I get that, but I just don't think they've ever executed it all that well, because they don't.
Well, no, because the premise is just like, oh, they're such opposites. So, you have to make one angrier and one more, more calm and serene. And it's just like,
yeah, they don't let him have much nuance. And so for me, that anger is very repelling. I mean, I would never want to hang out with that. I would never want to hang out with that guy. I would never want to be his friend. And that's kind of how I judge it. Then everybody else, I'm like, I could tolerate you, or some of them are, cool that you would like, I would actually hang out with you. But yeah, that's the thing is, again, I mean, it seems silly to complain about it as a Dick Grayson fan, because Dick has been reasonably well served. I mean, yes, we can quibble on like, would he really punch someone so that he went to jail, blah blah blah, but I'm like, that's a different universe, I'll just let it do its thing. But I really think they could really be doing more with, honestly, all of the other Titans aside from Dick and Raven. I really don't think that they have been that well served. And actually, the guy who plays Beast Boy, he was the main character's voice in Big Hero 6. So he's actually kind of a big name too. So honestly, he should be. I'm a little surprised that they haven't done more with Beast Boy, honestly.
Yeah, I think the cast was just, they introduced a lot of cast real quick. So,
So again, that I guess is kind of like another, I mean, whatever, but I feel bad. I guess I can see Beast Boy not getting the development that he deserves in the third season, because it's going to be presumably pretty Gotham focused. And I think that'll be unfortunate, because I mean, he's been a character since the first season, and we don't even know the full extent of his powers yet.
Yeah, they should have stuck with the core and like members, and then like started, waited till season 2 to maybe introduce Hawk and Dove, and maybe even Donna and Superboy. But yeah, they just started adding, and like it hurts, developing, like you said, the characters that have been there since day one.
Yeah, and again, while it was great for us, if this is supposed to be an ensemble show, like, Dick took up way more oxygen than he should have been allowed to take up if it's an ensemble cast. I mean, he got way more time than the other characters did. And if that's how you want to do it, where like each season everybody has time, but there's one person, because maybe Raven got a little bit more time in season 1. Okay, Nightwing gets more time in season 2. So let's see what happens in season 3. But I guess my hope at the end of season 2 was, I thought season 3 was kind of going to be the Starfire season, because clearly they were setting Blackfire up. So I was a little surprised that they were like, and now they're moving to Gotham and introducing more characters. So we'll see.
And again, they're always like, oh, the Bat stuff's popular. So it's like they want to do Dick, but it's like, then just do a Nightwing show.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to do Batman stuff, why don't you do a Batman show?
Or a Gotham show, Streets of Gotham or something.
Right. Yeah. You could do that. And the thing is, they say Batman's popular, and of course he is, but Starfire could become popular Starfire became quite popular after Teen Titans Go, or I mean Teen Titans the original one. I mean,
oh yeah, Starfire, Beast Boy, I mean, they're all Raven.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're just taking some random character nobody's heard of and developing it. I mean, Starfire is a popular character, and you could make more people interested in her if you did a good job on the show. And I think the actress Anna Diop, I think she does a very good job, and I like her, and I just wish she got more because I think she didn't get enough.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess it sounds like we both kind of had the same concern that, I mean, it's cool that they're adding more people because, you know, we like Barbara, we like Tim, you know, I like Bruce. The guy who plays Bruce, I think is pretty good. He really was not how I envisioned Bruce Wayne since he has blonde hair, but actually he does kind of work pretty well in the show, I think. You wouldn't, but yeah, I'm just afraid if we keep bringing in new characters, people like Starfire and Beast Boy aren't going to get the development that they deserve.
Exactly. All right. You want to cut it there?
Yeah. All right. Stop.
All right. So
what's up next week, Phil?
I was going to say, I don't know why I closed out the schedule. Next week, I'm pretty sure I remember this. Yes. The next week, we're going to skip way ahead to Nightwing episode 1 million and Detective Comics 1 million.
Whoa.
Straight from the 853rd century. Yes. So we're gonna get some Tim in one. I think at least in the detective issue. So it's gonna be Dick, Tim, and the Batman of the future. Boy, we've never heard that before.
I know. I hope they have those on the.
Yeah, they. I'm pretty sure they do. You might have to look under DC 1 million, but I do remember seeing them on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was thinking I saw them on there, but I was like, where'd it go? All right.
Yeah, if you don't see it under Nightwing or anything, yeah, I think it was under DC 1 million. Yeah. So, and then after that, we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of Titans stuff. So, Titans issues, yes. And then, like we said, Nightwing Future State number 2 will be in there probably the week after next. So,
cool.
Yes, so send your thoughts on all of that. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Nightwing News on Facebook, Twitter. You can find links to all of our various shows. We have me and Lil do a Batman show. Me, Will, and Matt just started a Green Lantern podcast. So got DC stuff, got Marvel stuff. Links, you can find links to our YouTube channel, links to the Patreon, links to merchandise, all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And
right, spend your merch money on Capes and Lunatics since the DC shop is so weak right now.
Yeah. And please support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio. Get yourself some good headphones, and Hunt a Killer. Get yourself, they call it an escape room in a box, but you should be staying home.
Hunt yourself a killer.
That's right. And don't be going to the Super Bowl of Hellfire.
Oh, is it in Florida?
Yep. Tampa. Yeah. Yep. Tampa's in the Super Bowl, and they're playing in their hometown. It's like a first time.
Oh, that seems like cheating.
Well, it's Tom Brady. What do you expect?
Oh!
Suck in that, Kona. Or no, he's not playing. He's not playing for New England anymore. Suck it, Lilith. All right, so yeah, so use the code Southgate for both of those for discount, and then go pick up. Get a bunch of books. You should be at home reading. First, pick up Pod Life the book, now on digital and paperback. Get the behind the scenes stories from a bunch of podcasters, and fans of this show should go pick it up. Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. That's right. Get all the information you need about learn about Dick Grayson from his journey from Robin to Nightwing before we get Nightwing 78 in March. So, and you can get those on Amazon, and when you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us, like I said, support this show, the network, and that man who eats moths, Rob at Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants. Mark my words.
All right. And I was going to say, you have no... Because I already mentioned Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder.
That's right.
Go get Christmas masterpiece. All right. So thank you for joining us. Come back next week for Nightwing 1 million and Detective Comics 1 million.
For our jump into the future.
It's so weird. It's set in the present when we ever get the future Batman. You think this next Batman something? Wait till you meet the Batman of the 853rd century. I believe his cave is on the planet Pluto. Is it on Pluto? I forget. We'll get to it. All right. So remember, kids, come join us next time. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News.